or mobile. Take Fox Sports 1350 with you using iHeartRadio. Is the IE's home for sports. KPWK AM 1350, Riverside, San Bernardino, an iHeartRadio station.
This is Robert Littell from BlackSportsOnline.com, and I'm out here with Fox 1350.
We are Fox Sports.
Yes, we are live in the great city of Riverside at the iHeartRadio studios. It's IE Sportsnet, protected by the Riverside Sheriff's Association. I am your host, Eternal.
And I am the one and only Coach B. You know, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, you know the conversation starts and stops here. Make sure you follow us on FoxSports1350.com. This is Coach B and IE Sportsnet. So we're going to go ahead and make this happen. I'm excited. You know, the last time we got a special guest, are you going to sit in all day with us today?
Yes, sir.
I don't like the smooth voice. I mean, I'm the one. Boys and Men only had one deep voice, so there's no room for two. No. But go ahead and introduce yourself. Let everybody know your title and your credentials.
Good morning. I'm Theo Matthews, Vice President, Riverside Rams, Junior All-American Football and Cheer.
There you go, man. So you're gonna sit in all show. I know last time you were here, Eternal wasn't here. I tried to get him not to show up today, but he was determined to come in. So, but it's all good. We'll make it work. We're going to talk a little bit about what's going on. G. Holla, if you can do me a favor and give me a moment of silence, I'd really appreciate it. And that is the moment of silence for my Downey Vikings football season. The Downey Vikings, they had a guest last night, and they were not nice to them. Citrus Hill out of Paris, California, went down there and slapped around my Downey Vikings. But it's okay. Downey ended the year 6-6, 3-2 in league. You know, what can I say? They're doing well. Jack Williams, who actually was at Downey High School when I was at Downey High School. I think he's class of 94. I'm class of 93. I don't remember him at Downey High School. I reached out to him. He never got back to me, but it's all good. It's okay. Eternal, are you acting like you're working over there, man?
I was over here. Somebody has to manage the social media stuff. Go ahead
and do that. And then you want to take a look at mine too? I got some. You can do some updates on mine as well.
Well, you don't have as many followers as I do, so you have to really step your game up a little bit. You know what I mean, and fix that.
Your Christian Mingle site, all right?
No, man, but it was a crazy night in football last night. We got a chance to. I was over at RCC, and Notre Dame High School, Riverside Notre Dame, played host to San Jacinto. Great game, very, very competitive. Went down to the wire. Actually, Notre Dame was ahead.
It was like Kanye.
Right?
It was through the wire?
Through the wire.
Uh-huh.
And Notre Dame was ahead going into the last few minutes of the game. But, however, San Jacinto, really, really tough team, came into that game 10-1. And, you know, a team that really competes. Their only loss was to Citrus Hill. And so Notre Dame.
The team that put hands on my Vikings.
I mean, slapped them.
Mm-hmm. They didn't do all that. Now, come on.
I was just about to say they just kind of just reached back and just white gloved them. You know,
I'm trying to find Ramona, but
well, you know, they're at the house. I mean,
okay. Y'all gonna invite us over now? Yeah, we can have a CIF party.
Oh yeah, we have a little barbecue over there now. But no,
we need to get the goldfish inside.
Right? Yeah, for real, and hold it up like yo, out of there. But yeah, no. So Notre Dame look.
This, I tell you, I'm on max prep. No, I'm on max prep.
Wait, you got to put mute on that thing.
It automatic. No, I'm gonna pause it. So keep going.
Jesus Christ.
Keep going. It's live radio. You got to keep rolling with the punches, man.
God,
so you know, speaking of, I know you were talking about that. Then when you get back with the Clippers, you're gonna have a problem because now they had the headphones and they talk to us the whole game now.
Do they?
Yes.
Oh,
so yeah, we'll have to tell the story about how you said I need to make sure I talk through it, but keep going.
Right. Yeah, but no. So we have so again, like last night, as you were saying, the Notre Dame did fall to St. Cino, so they'll move on, and I guess they're gonna play the winner of the Grand Terrace game. I don't know. Did Grand Terrace win last night? Are you on IE Sports Net?
I'm not on IE Sports Net right now. I'm on the Max Prep.
Why
I want to see. I was looking at Max Prep, and I wanted to look at the matchups for next week. I want to make sure that I give my audience. I want to make sure that they know what's going on.
You know, sometimes he forgets. Sometimes, you know what I mean? You got to forgive him. You know, sometimes when he puts all that cream, I mean, his coffee looks like syrup.
I like coffee with my cream, man.
Yeah, this guy. But anyway, so last night, again, a lot of CIF Southern Section football. There's a lot of games, heavy night of Inland Empire football, which is always good because a lot of times, you know, for years in the past, some of the Inland Empire high schools were out of there. So we're going to make sure we give you guys the update, the scores update, as always, you guys can get live scores for all your CIF Southern Section Inland Empire High Schools at IE Sportsnet. That's IESportsnet.com.
Yeah, and the funny thing when you think about it is a lot of the momentum started in the San Bernardino area when you talked about how teams will be looked over. When you look at some of the teams like the Ikes back in the day, I saw a great story on Fox Sports West. I know G. Holler would like this when they talked about what was going on over with Colton. Who were some of the players at Colton? G. Holler. I think it was like in the 90s. They had like 3 or 4 kids that went to the league. Do you remember the names? You gotta get up on the mic, brother. Alan Bradford,
Jimmy Smith. Also, there's Sharice Wright.
Okay, yeah, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. I mean, we're just doing live radio, and Ed, wants to do other things, but it's all good, man. But it's not important, you know what I mean? But Theo, it's live radio right now, but we'll make it happen. But when I take a look, I'll come to you in just a second, Big Theo. But what I want to do is look at that Division I. So I'm looking at the polls for Division I, and let's take a look and see if we can get the schedules.
Yes. So
I'm trying to get those on live radio. But
no, you have to go look. You go to IESportsnet.com.
We get here, an hour before the show, but it's all good.
Yeah, hey, look, I'm ready. Hey, yeah. Mine's ready. Oh, yeah, guaranteed. Hey, first thing first, we got to make sure we let everybody know.
There's a game tonight.
Yes, there's a game. There's a game tonight.
Well, Division I. So Bosco doesn't know who they're going to play yet. So whoever wins the J Sarah Catholic and the Oaks Christian game, and then Centennial, you knew it was a collision course. Centennial, they have such a tough draw.
Yeah, they really do. Because we were saying, last week that in terms of that's the Division I. You have Bosco that is at the top of the bracket, and then you have Corona Centennial, and you have
Bosco's won, Modern Day's 2.
But that's what I'm saying. But they're at the top of the bracket,
right.
and then you have Centennial and Modern Day at the bottom part of the bracket. And as you were saying last week, ultimately CIF wants those two to. That I think they're really hoping for a collision course. So hopefully Corona Centennial can play spoiler, and they can knock off Modern Day, which is going to be a tall task.
And that is going to be tough because Modern Day beat IMG, and I think IMG had a 2 or 3 year winning streak when they beat them. It was a controversial game.
Yes. Both of them are like close to junior colleges.
Right. Well, IMG is a junior college. They're a charter school that has kids living on campus. So that is and this is, I don't want to get in trouble, but the thing about it is IMG they're an agent. So that's a unique thing that but that's enough. I think I've said enough.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, I think they got the picture. But like I said, so it's a lot of action went down last night. As you were saying, obviously we have to make sure that we go down. So we have our trusted intern right here that is on IE Sportsnet. Right now, IESportsnet.com that is taking down some information. But as we were saying, last night, Cajon was in competition last night.
Cajon.
And Cajon has the reigning Inland Valley San Bernardino County Player of the Year featured right there, who is none other than Coach B.
That is Jaden Daniels. They beat Parklet. I don't know how you say that
Paraclete.
name. There it is, Paraclete. I knew that.
Yeah.
So they beat them. Put hands on them, 76-40.
Yeah,
put hands on them boys.
And so Cajon has a tough schedule as well. So they're going to have to, they're going to have to compete. They're going to have some
Capistrano Valley their next game.
Yeah, so that
Citrus Hills play Sierra. So Citrus Hills and Cajon are in the same bracket.
Exactly. So Citrus Hills is going to be, and they're still winning. I think they played at they beat somebody like some kind of mosquito team. They're called the Downey Mosquitoes or something like that.
Wow. All right. The team that consistently makes the playoffs. I know. Consistently makes a run.
Hey, we got work
Where's
to
your
do.
school?
Hey, let me tell you something. I would be the first one to tell you my Ramona Rams have work to do.
They do. Eisenhower beat Chafee 28-0. That's something to shut somebody out in the playoffs. That's huge.
And one of the big games that was on last night was Upland.
Nose Downey.
No, you don't want to. Do you want to talk about the score?
Well, yeah, we were there, man. Okay. So had they had the game out here, I would have tried to make it to it, but
guaranteed. Yeah, I thought you were telling me. I mean, as a matter of fact, I was with your boy last night, and he said, "Hey, is Coach B did he make it to the game?" Your partner. You guys are both Downey people over there, or whatever. What do you call it, Downians? You like that?
Yeah, and it's funny because two Downey guys kind of like get the media thing going out here. So
thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, come on out. Hey, we like the participation. We like the participation.
You're welcome, man. Got to bring that LA hustle.
I guarantee. Come on out here and help it out a little bit. But yeah, no. So again, we're live right here on Fox Sports Radio, AM 1350. This week we're excited because we are going to be on location at Cali Elite's basketball AAU Veterans Day tournaments taking place today. That's at Get It Done Sports Arena. So as soon as we leave here, we'll be over there taking care of business with that. And Coach B, I know you've been talking to Coach Anthony and those guys about that as well.
Absolutely, yeah. And we're going to launch that today and get out there. So we're excited about it. The partnership continues. But you know what? I just saw Aquinas actually fell last night.
Yes.
Yes, so Aquinas fell. Rupert Hills fell to Western. Western is out in, I think they're out in La Palma or Anaheim. Because that's the school that my wife, I told her, your first baby daddy, y'all went to school there. His name was Eldrick. So they were there at the same time, I said, you should have got pregnant by that dude. Some people call him Tiger. So,
right. Yeah, so no, as you were saying, Aquinas had a really, really tough game last night. And Aquinas has been really doing well. They've really rolled through the Inland Empire. And I mean, they beat Linfield Christian. They beat Notre Dame. But last night they did fall to Palos Verdes, and that was even a game that Petros and Money were talking about yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
They were talking about how I guess Palos Verdes is a really tough school, so they kind of predicted that one. But again, Aquinas they fell to them 7-12.
Big up to Bloomington Christian, man. They beat the Noli Indians 85-20.
Yes, yeah, that's Noda Vista, correct? Yeah,
yes.
So yes.
No. Bloomington Christian beat the Noli Indians.
Oh yeah. Okay. So,
yeah.
And then Bloomington also. I think they're still, if I'm not mistaken, they're still playing. Did you see them on there?
Very much could be. Temesco Canyon fell to Arcadia. Santiago Sharks lost to Capistrano Valley. Like we said, we talked about Notre Dame. San Gorgonio still rolling. Beat Palm Desert. 53-35.
They did, and that was a tough game. And then you also had Kaiser, Fontana Kaiser play last night. And again, we're talking about the CIF Southern Section playoffs.
Norco fell to Upland. Upland has got it going. And Upland is a team that lost to Rancho.
Yeah, and you got to think, Upland is one of those teams that are really looking to respond and come back. But that was a really big game. We were talking about that. That was a game that was actually on Fox last night television, and it was on the Prep Zone. So people were able to see that game, but that was a really, really competitive game.
I would definitely say that's probably definitely a game. The one thing you said, you're born and raised out here, and I would say you get at least 3 or 4 games on Fox Sports West out in the Inland Empire. So that's really good. When we were kids, they always had the teams all the way out there in the valley that we didn't care about. Even coming from Downey, we didn't care about the teams all the way out there in the valley, the Hearts and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, certainly. They're doing definitely a better job. Well, you look at the playing field now. I think there's a lot more competition spread out, and it's really good to see the Inland Empire High Schools competing. So
you got a lot of imports out here. You know what I'm saying? Like myself and my boy Theo. We're not from out here.
I was about to say, are you competing in high school?
No, I'm talking about we moving out here. We bringing all the talent out this way.
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know. I don't know if anybody. So nobody's competing in the games right now.
In Division Two. I know we're gonna go to a commercial break, but Rancho Verde is still rolling.
Yeah,
Rancho Verde.
They had a big time.
Huge win.
Yeah, Bishop Alemany, and as you were saying, Rancho Verde is
Division Two.
But I'm really excited about what they can do. They're still undefeated, haven't lost yet. They're really, really playing.
They got a big game. They have Notre Dame Sherman Oaks, so that's going to be a big game. And Upland is still waiting for the winner of Calabasas
because
Hills.
One thing we have to make sure, and I'm glad you said that. So Calabasas, actually the coach of Calabasas is from Riverside. That's our guy, Chris Claiborne. And I got to make sure we shout out to the people out there in Thousand Oaks because I know there's a lot of fires and stuff going on out there. So we want to make sure we acknowledge those folks. But, yeah, a lot of those games were canceled due to the fires and so forth.
They said the city is 75% evacuated. I don't know how you evacuate
it's because
city.
Well, you got to think the fires are really, really crazy right now.
I think they said some people are at USC. But could you imagine? That's got to be 100,000 people.
Well, you got to and then the bigger thing it's really put a lot of stop to a lot of stuff because like the Rams have a game scheduled with the Raiders, I believe. And they're trying to figure out they couldn't practice yesterday.
Well, SC has a game today at the Coliseum.
Yeah, so so there's going to be 2 back-to-back games over at the Coliseum. So they're trying to figure that out.
Yeah, and they do that, man. I don't know if you've seen it. If you get a chance, watch the Rams game. The field looks disgusting.
It looks horrible, and everybody's been talking about that. You can see the transparent. So before we get into that, we're going to make sure we'll come back. We'll talk about that a little bit more in detail. We have a special guest here live in the house. If you guys want to follow us, if you guys want to see what we got going on, our trusted intern, my man Francisco, has us live on Instagram.
Yeah, just focus on me. It's all good.
They can't see him. They can't focus on the guy. Focus on the guy standing up in the polo with the big shoulder blades. That guy right there.
Oh my!
Whoa! Whoa! I don't know if you heard that over there. Whoa! Don't get too excited. My goodness. Anyway, so we'll come back after this. Follow us on Instagram. We're at IE Sportsnet. IE Sportsnet. That's sports in plural. And then I guess we're going to go to break and come back after this.
There you go. You're listening to Coach B and IE Sportsnet, connected and protected by the Riverside Sheriff's Association. I am the one and only Coach B.
When we come back, we'll just shut his mic off. This guy right here. And I am Eternal. When it comes to Inland Empire Sports, the conversation starts and stops here live on Fox Sports 1350. We'll be right back.
It's like the Supremes when they first started, man. They were called the Supremes, and then they became Diana Ross and the Supremes.
Turn his mic off.
I'm just saying.
Turn him off.
You're listening to IESportsNet.com, the Inland Empire Sports Authority.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto and Pradaxa users. If you or a loved one has taken the blood-thinning drugs Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered an injury or even died, you could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-282-8605 now. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to internal bleeding, strokes, and pulmonary embolisms. If you or a loved one has taken these blood-thinning drugs and have been hospitalized for internal bleeding, you could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Don't be a silent victim. Time is limited to file your claim. Call now for free information and a free consultation. Lines are open 24/7. Call 800-282-8605. That's 800-282-8605. 800-282-8605. You could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-282-8605 now.
All right, guys, we're ready for our Four Seasons sunroom, and Daddy's gonna get a rec room with refreshments.
Oh no, we'll be sleeping under the stars.
Mom, what about the one with, the fun?
Nice try, little bro. It's a gym. My gym.
Hey, Grandma's getting her Four Seasons garden room. Weather tight and still like being outdoors.
Maybe a living room. Oh no, wait, a family hub.
Yeah!
No matter what the budget, the season, or the climate, Four Seasons Sunrooms let you and your family enjoy the outdoors inside. Call now to hear more about these great offers from the premier manufacturer of sunrooms since 1975.
More reasons for Four Seasons now.
To find out more, call toll-free 800-973-5533. That's 800-973-5533. Call 800-973-5533 today.
Score Sports has been a loyal partner in the sports industry for over 40 years. Founded in 1975, Score Sports has always been a family-owned and operated business located in the heart of Southern California. They offer a full line of youth and adult soccer uniforms, accessories, and field equipment, youth and adult basketball uniforms and accessories and equipment. Score Sports can outfit your coaches and league referees as well, and much more. Their dedication and attention to detail has transformed Score Sports into one of the leading sport uniform manufacturers in the United States. Visit their spacious warehouse at 726 East Anaheim Street in Wilmington, or call them today at 800-626-7774. That's 800-626-7774. Or visit them on the web at scoresports.com. That's scoresports.com, at facebook.com/scoresports, or on Twitter and Instagram with the handle ScoreSports. That's SCORESPORTS.
Hey, football fans, leave the Hail Marys for the game and go for the sure thing when it comes to satisfying your craving. When you pick up Raising Cane's for game day, all you have to worry about is the score, because we've got the food covered with fresh, never-ever frozen chicken fingers, cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Our chicken fingers are always hand-battered and cooked to order, so no matter the score, you'll always win. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Box combo, please.
At Raising Cane's, we're all about quality. We mix cane sauce in our restaurants every day. And our chicken is hand battered and cooked to order. Our Texas toast is grilled with just the right amount of butter and garlic. And our lemonade is always freshly squeezed.
Love the window.
And why do we do all this? Because it makes a difference. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
What's up, world? This is your favorite comic, Tony Rock. And you're checking out Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports.
Yes, we are back in the
Stickity bum, honey.
Shut up. Shut up. You gotta tell him to shut up every now and then. Man,
my bad. Hey, look, Eternal got Joe done.
We're live on Fox Sports Radio, AM 1350. I am your host, Eternal, gone solo without Coach B.
Keep going. That's your read. But
thank you. Yeah, so as we were saying, we're going to go ahead and proceed. We're going to go ahead and proceed accordingly.
Yeah, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, you know the conversation starts and stops here. Make sure you check us out on foxsports1350.com.
Yes. So as we were saying, we were just wrapping up the football scores that took place last night. As we were saying, it was CIF Southern Section. A lot was going on last night. And even Hemet, I forgot to say, Hemet is actually still playing competitive football right now. They beat Irvine. And a lot of football being played, but Hemet Bulldogs beat Irvine last night, 38-17. And as you were saying, Eisenhower, and they were kind enough to actually send us the footage of the game, because I guess it was like a big deal. So they sent us the link. We put up on our Instagram. So peace to Eisenhower. They won. The Eagles took down Chafee 28-0, and I think you already mentioned that one already as well.
Nice, man. I did not know. It's good stuff, man. You know, the funny thing is, man, this social media thing. So yesterday, as we're broadcasting the Agua Caliente Clippers game,
yes,
I've been trying to do my Thea, I've been trying to do my Ralph Lawler, you know, and what I've realized is Ralph Lawler is a broadcaster for the LA Clippers. What I realized, somebody must be managing his social media account, because they tried to do the game and stay on social media.
I noticed you were doing.
It's difficult, but I did it.
He did run it, but again, the Agua Caliente Clippers of Ontario.
Tough break last night.
Big tough loss. They were playing the Golden State Warriors,
the Santa Cruz Warriors, but
I was saying the Golden State Warriors G League team. Is what I was saying.
Just clean it up. Yeah, did you hear that? I didn't. But go ahead.
So anyway, it was a tough game, as you were saying last night. They fell. And we're gonna put the game recap up right now. There's a new guy that's running their stuff, Mr. Kent Hoss. Like, we got to make sure we shout out the new Agua Caliente Clippers media and PR assistant. He's the one to send us all the information and stuff now. So big shout out to Kevin Hall.
Okay, did you want me to follow up? I mean, I don't understand. Was that an assist? Was that a lob? Yes. So last night it was a tough game. The AC Clips were up by as many as 11. And then at the end, they ended up, and I talked about this during the game broadcast, that Santa Cruz Warriors team, even when they were down by 11, I've said, I mean, they are directly related to the Golden State Warriors, and they play like them. Even though they were down by 11, I said no lead is safe, and sure enough, they started hitting threes. There's a guy on their team that can straight ball. His name is Morris, and you can see he just started putting up 3 balls left and right. Funny thing is, we talked about this last year. There's a guy on the team, J. Cole. No, it's not. His name is not J. Cole. His name is Cook. But he looks like J. Cole's. If J. Cole had a son, that would be him. And now he's actually, because Steph is out, he's actually going to be starting for the next Golden State Warriors game. So that's the one great thing you see. Last year, the Clippers had 5 guys. The AC Clippers had 5 guys play for the LA Clippers. So, and then we had one guy who went to the Rockets. It was the 1-point guard that Casey Hill was really excited about.
He's a guy we got him late too. I forgot his name.
And then one of the brothers, it was 3 of them in the league. Their name escapes me. He went to the Knicks. The Plumlees. He ended up going to the Knicks. So you think 7 guys. And then our coach, 2 of our coaches, 3. 2 coaches and an equipment guy went up to the LA Clippers.
They've been promoted, as you were saying.
Who went up? I didn't get a call. I still have not got a call.
Right, so. But as you were saying, the Santa Cruz Warriors have really come out blazing, and they've kind of, as you said, they've resembled the Golden State Warriors. But right now, they're leading in the season 3 to. They have 3 games and undefeated 3-0. And right now, the Agua Caliente Clippers have not had a win yet, and they fell to the Warriors last night, 103-97. The player of the game was Derrickson of the Warriors, had 23 points, was 9 of 19 shooting from the field.
Yes. So, and with that, the next game that we're going to have is Wednesday. It's going to be the school game,
right?
Where it's an 11 o'clock game.
11 o'clock game. So all the school guys want to make sure you come out. But one of the players that was, and I'm sure you know, one of the players that was like the bright spot, and he's like, you know, if you go to Twitter, he's like all over Twitter right now, is Jonathan Motley. Had 23 points and 16 rebounds, a double-double machine. So he has been one of the bright spots. And so, you know, again, between him and Robinson, those are the guys that you're really seeing featured. And Boatwright, obviously, Boatwright.
Right, Boatwright, absolutely.
Boatwright is one of the guys. So
great point guard.
So, again, so right now what's going to happen, the Agua Caliente Clippers will be hitting the road for the first time. They're going to have a game on the 11th against the Stockton Kings. But then they come back for a matinee. And as you were saying, they're going to come back on the 14th, and they'll be playing a school game over at Citizen Business Bank Arena. So make sure you come out for that.
And when you say the school game, it means they play it at 11 o'clock, and they invite all the local elementary schools. And I'll tell you, it's exciting.
It's loud
because these kids love it. They really love it. And speaking of that, having the kids out last year, the gentleman who's in studio with us right now, Tim Quarterman, that was his name.
Yes.
Just pulled him up.
Quarterman
is the guy that played for the Clippers last year and ended up going to the Rockets. One of the guys we have in studio, and I certainly appreciate you coming in and you introduce yourself in the last segment. But let's talk. I know we're going to talk about the Riverside Rams and exciting things that are going on over there. But tell me a little bit, when you guys had a chance to bring out the Rams to the Clippers game, what was that experience like for you?
Man, it was great. You know, we had good seats. You know, the Citizens Bank Arena is a thank you.
No.
is a great venue. You know, especially being out here in the Inland Empire. People that don't want to drive all the way to LA, but yeah, the game experience was great. The kids had a good time. The game was awesome. You know, I believe they won.
Yes.
They actually came back from behind because they were playing, I guess, the Windy City Bulls. I remember it.
Yes.
They came from behind and won. So it was a good game. It was a good experience. And yeah, we definitely look forward to doing that again.
Absolutely. Yeah, just let us know a date you guys want to do it. I know you guys are going on a tear over there with the Riverside Rams. So your schedules got a little tight. We wanted to get some kids in, but I know it's the one bye week, and I'm sure the parents and the family want to take a break. But tell me about what's going on with this season with the Riverside Rams. How's it going?
Well, let's go top to bottom. I mean, you know, let's go top to bottom.
So now you just want to just skate on into my interview.
You know
what I'm saying?
All of the video dancing.
All of the video. You want to do a radio show, sports talk. You don't want your co-hosts all in the video.
Come on down to Duff Row. But anyway, but please give us the rundown. As you were saying, the Riverside Rams. When we say, because we're the flagship show of Fox Sports Radio, AM 1350, but you are the flagship team of Riverside in terms of.
Oh, you're saying that because what city are you born and raised?
Well, I mean,
what city was that?
The Side.
And what was your school's mascot?
The Rams.
Okay. So is there a correlation?
A little bit, maybe. minute little. But anyway, so you have within your organization, how many different levels of teams do you guys have over there?
We have 5 divisions. Starting from our bottom, we have our junior micro, which is our 7-8-year-olds.
Right.
Then we go to our micro division, which would be 8, 9, and 10. Then we have our junior peewee squad, which is mostly 10, 11, and some 12-year-olds. Our peewee squad, some 11, 12, and then of course our midget squad is mostly our 12, 13, and 14-year-old kids. So
right.
This season, our regular season has officially come to an end.
Concluded. Okay.
We are disappointed that 2 of our teams didn't make the playoffs. But we
which team? I mean, not to put them, not to put nobody on 21 Front Street or nothing. But what?
So our teams that did not make it, unfortunately, was our midget team and our peewee team. But with that being said, this was our first year, as long as I've been with the Rams, that we actually had a peewee team.
Okay.
So
and the peewee team is what age again, please?
That's our more so like some of our 10, 11, and 12-year-olds, but that's all based upon weight.
Got it. Okay.
So yeah, this year we actually had a peewee team. Whereas in years past, the kids who would have been a peewee team player had to play midget, so they had to play up. But the one thing about the Rams is we're a resilient bunch. If we have to move a kid up, the kids, they don't frown on it. They're like, hey, they accept the challenge. So,
right.
I got to play peewee. I'm gonna play with the peewee. But the thing is, when you play up, which is one of the things I tell my son, that's experience.
Oh yeah, guaranteed. It's an invaluable experience. And then you guys right there practice at Villegas Park, and now you guys are taking it. So you guys are going to start playing these playoff games. Your home games will be played at Ramona. Am I correct?
Well, actually, the playoffs start, the quarterfinals start next week.
Okay.
And we are proud to say that we will be hosting
Come on now.
one of the quarterfinal games.
We got some music for that. I can't hear much right now. Get this man some music. He said the Riverside Rams will be hosting.
Yeah, we're selected as one of the host sites. The game will be played at Poly. So we'll be hosting 4 games next Saturday at Poly, starting at 9, 11, 1, and 3.
Now, one thing, we got to put respect on them. We're talking about that. I didn't realize this. Your junior micro 7-on-7, they won the championship?
They did.
There you go. That's the second year in a row you guys have won the 7-on-7 championship, right? Is it the same team?
No, last year was our micro team. This year was our junior micro team. So our youngest division won this year.
Right.
And then our next division up won last year.
So you guys have got something coming for years to come.
Yeah, like I said, the beauty of it is that this year we had a lot more kids who came out, and like I said, it was mostly because we had that other division, and we saw a lot of growth within, not only just with the players, but growth in our organization. And
there you go.
We're hoping that spreads so that next year we have more kids.
There you go. And Eternal might have a problem with this. I'm looking at the website, and the Riverside Rams say we are Riverside, because every time I talk to Eternal, he said he is Riverside.
Well, I mean, I'm in terms of individuals. I mean, but we talk about organization. I mean, hey, look.
I would say Paul is probably Riverside, but
Paul probably is Riverside.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Paul's a little younger than I am. So I mean, but I'm sure Paul would defer.
Have you seen Paul? That he's the one that busts out the shirts.
Oh yeah, no, Paul's good people. That's my guy. And now. Because Paul is actually, because we got to make sure now, like as Coach B says, put your dad hat on, and because Paul is coaching your son,
right?
And I, all I do is hear positive stuff about because obviously there's a friend of mine that's a coach over there as well. But talk to us about that team and what age group is that your son participates on?
So my son
and name drop him.
All right, so my son is Benjamin.
Young Benji.
Yeah, you got a name drop. Be a daddy right now, man.
Yeah, he plays on Paul's team. Paul coaches the junior Pee Wee team, and that's, like I said, that's our 10, 11, and 12-year-old team. My son has been under Paul. This is his 3rd year with Coach Robles, and I couldn't be happier, with him. I think overall that team has been together. I think that's probably the team since I've been with the Rams that has been together the longest.
Yep.
Right.
And they're going to move up together.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, man, a lot of them are already talking about where they're going to be playing high school football at together. So that's going to be kind of crazy.
Yeah. Well, and one thing I like about Paul, really, which is unique, that I don't see this a lot with youth coaches, but I really enjoy the fact that Paul follows his kids when they go to high school. Yes. Very, very supportive of the kids. You see him out there with the games. I mean, I've seen him go to the kids' graduations.
Oh, nice.
Really, really involved. I mean, again, like Paul's somebody I went to school with, so just to see him kind of mature on that level and to see the kind of coach and man he's become has really been impressive. And obviously, he's the president of what is he with the committee?
Yeah, so Paul Robles is the president of the organization, and it's funny you mentioned about that is. We were playing a 7-on-7 game in Lake Elsinore, and these kids, man, they love Paul.
Yeah,
and they were walking across the field, and it looked like the mother goose and the little goose following behind him. Everywhere Paul went, they went.
Yeah.
So, these kids, they love him. He's a great guy.
Really is good.
Like I said, since he's been coaching my son, I have nothing but good things to say about him and his family as a whole. Just good people.
That's good stuff. Theo Matthews, like we said, parent. We just talked to the dad.
Oh, yeah.
So now we can talk again to the vice president and sports information director.
Yes. So, I like that.
Right? And so put the VP hat back on. Okay. And that's one of the things, one thing that we love to see, and we've had this conversation with the Cali Elite before, is we saw your journey. And you went from just being a dad to them getting you involved. And that's one thing I tell you, Eternal talked about, because when we first had you come in, we were trying to do a bowling thing.
Right.
But one thing that Eternal has always said about you is he said, whatever Theo commits to, he gets it done. So how did that happen with you? You were just a dad on the sidelines to now you're the VP.
Yeah, like I said, just a dad. Didn't want to be that dad.
Right.
So I, played the background.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I was approached, my son's third year by one of the other coaches, Robert Salazar, to be the AD.
Right.
I'm like, I don't have no AD experience.
AD's a difficult. That's a difficult job.
And you know what? And I'm still ADing. This is my third year.
So you're the VP, the sports information director, and an AD.
And an AD.
Wow. When do you sleep?
Well, and one of the things we have to make sure we shout out. His wife is obviously extremely
Name drop your wife.
You know what I mean? Because I know
Tanya Matthews.
There you go.
I know the wife is out
happy
there.
Life, brother.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Guarantee. And I know she's always because she was. I delivered the magazines out there, and it was funny. She was like, "Hey, we got to do this privately because we don't want to start a firestorm."
She keeps stuff. And I tell you, we talked about this on the show, and I remember because I'm a journalist. I am a journalist thick and through. So in high school is when I really got my first taste of journalism. Writing for Press Telegram and then 3 school papers. And I remember when we pitched the idea of doing the magazine again, I'm like, we'll get our reporter out, we'll do this. She's like, oh, no. I want to have, comments. And I came back to Ed, and I said, that's not going to work.
Yeah, I remember
that
phone call. I remember the phone call, and I was just like, well. And I remember, and when I saw it, just to be candid, when I saw it, I was trying to figure it out, but I'm on like, hey, look, whatever y'all want is what we have to.
Exactly.
We have
That's
to deliver.
what we're gonna do.
Yeah, we have to deliver on what we want. So I was trying to figure it out, but again, as we figured it out, it ended up coming together. But you were saying, excuse me, Theo.
Yeah, no, when Tanya was telling me about it, because she's the head team mom, and her and our activities coordinator Ryan Robles, they work hand in hand. They're really the ones behind the scenes that make a lot of that.
Turn the screws.
Is that Paul's wife?
Yes, sir.
Okay, excellent.
They get the jerseys orders together. They get the kids' size.
You gotta have that.
They
gotta
get
have
it going.
Right. Yeah.
And so when she hit me with it, like, hey, this year for the magazine, I would like to do this. And I was like, well, I hadn't kind of thought that.
Yeah.
So, she already done beat me to the punch, and I'm like,
made it work.
Oh, and she was all over. And again, what I liked about it was involvement, and that was one of the things Coach B always talked about. Is we have to make sure that we try to get everybody involved and make sure that they feel a part of it. And I thought that was a unique way to make sure that everybody was involved and had some kind of participation in the magazine.
And I would say what I was saying, and I told Ed this too. Once he did the layout and it was done and I saw it, I understood.
Yeah.
And I said that was a great idea from Tanya because I had to take my IE Sportsnet hat off and I had to go back to my days of running the Lancers. And that's one of the things. When you go back and you sell this to the parents, you want to show that everyone had an input in it. So it reminded me like of a yearbook.
Right.
And I said, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
That was an amazing idea. And that's like even at my house with my wife, comes up with ideas and thoughts, and I've said to her before, I got to start listening to you more.
Oh yeah,
So
no, for real.
So, yeah,
guarantee. They're on it because they sit back and they watch. And they're very, women are they observe and they're like, hey, you might want to try this. But no, again, we appreciate
and we
that.
don't listen.
No, we do not. We do not, and we pay for it ultimately. We got to come back with our tail tucked. So we are excited about that. Again, we do have Theo Matthews here, the Riverside Rams, and it is featured in the fall edition of IE Sportsnet, the magazine print version. It is out right now. What I want to ask you is, how has it been received? Because we like it, but I want your boots on the ground. How has it been received from your position, and how do you think the parents have received the magazine, and what's been the comment?
Well, I can tell you, just from being there the initial day when we were handing out the orders back to the kids, we had a lot of parents, which is what we figured would happen, would come, I need to get 5 more.
Now they see what it looks like.
Because not only do you guys did a great job with the layout where you have the team photo in there,
right?
And then you actually can see the quote from their kids,
right?
And it's like, okay,
right.
Yeah, Grandpa, they want to see that.
Right.
See it right there. My son said, my goal this year is to win the Super Bowl.
So I'll admit it. Tanya's idea was better than mine.
Yeah,
I'll admit it right here on
mine too. Oh yeah, guaranteed.
Coach being eternal.
Well,
it was a much better idea.
Exactly. Well, see, the thing about it is, what we've learned, collective, is not all about us. It's about the.
Well, it's not all about him. So it's all
excuse me. Yeah, right. But we'll make sure we'll blow his picture up a little more. Jesus Christ, this guy. But what we like to find out is participation. Like, for instance, like you see right now, we have staff writers. Big shout out to our senior staff writer, Patty LaBella, who does an excellent job.
Yes,
not the LaBella that sings.
No, not Zuze Fubu Sasa La. Not that one. The other one. But she does an excellent job writing. But again, we had she was on the bench for the Rams one. We scheduled her for 3 stories. But anyway, she ended up doing 2 great stories. But again, you were saying about how that was received, please.
Yeah, and that was the thing is, I think even if we had did the feature stories, because I believe that was one of the goals that Tanya wanted in there was to have some of because we had a lot of great letters that were wrote by parents who
nice.
talked about how their experience with the Rams, has done so much with their kid. I mean, I can't tell you the number of kids who, again, I'm not a coach, but I feel that, we have influenced them a lot that, they come up to me, especially to my wife,
right.
And they just give her hugs. I have, a parent whose grandson plays on one of the teams, and he just can't say enough about how much we as an organization and football has turned his son around. Not that his son was a bad kid,
right.
But he said, I can see
the
where
engagement.
my son is maturing, my grandson, is maturing, and those are the stories that you love to hear.
Yeah, certainly. And it was the shows of what you guys are doing over there. Like I said, I think because it's bigger than sports, obviously. Coach B obviously knows this. He was a coach, ran an organization for a long time. A lot of these kids, they got a lot of wild stuff happening at home. Some of them come from single-parent households where the parent is working and maybe not as engaged. So then, guaranteed. So now to say now you're coming here, you come to the Rams, and then especially if you have people that are there for the right reasons. And and as we always talk about, these coaches are there. Nobody's getting paid. Nobody's getting paid. Folks are there.
All volunteers.
Yes, they're volunteering. They're coming home. A lot of times they're coming home from traffic. Trying to bust their butt, kind of getting over there, and so they're making sacrifice. They could be at home, kicking their feet up, but they're there with your kids. So we don't compliment those coaches and people in your position enough for the job that they do helping out these kids because a lot of times if these kids weren't there, they could be in the streets doing something else.
And once again, we have Theo Matthews in studio, the Vice President and Sports Information Director on Fox Sports 1350. We'll go ahead and take a quick commercial break. We're going to talk some more about these Riverside Rams.
Yes.
And I think Theo didn't tell the people. I think, last time he got excited when he was co-hosting. I think he didn't tell the people, No. And then when we come back, we got to talk about that. What was the place in Corona? The resort?
Glen Ivy.
Yes. So y'all got a chance to go to that, right? I mean, where the wife did.
Not yet.
Okay.
We're going to get that going.
Yeah.
Okay.
No doubt. So we'll talk about that when we get back. Again, it's Fox Sports Radio. We do have a special guest right here live in the house.
Absolutely. You're listening to IE Sports Net, protected by the Riverside Sheriffs with the one, the only, Coach B.
Oh, my God. And I am your host, Eternal. When it comes to Inland Empire Sports, the conversation starts and stops here live on Fox Sports 1350.
You're listening to IESportsNet.com, the Inland Empire Sports Authority.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto and Pradaxa users. If you or a loved one has taken the blood-thinning drugs Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered an injury or even died, you could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-282-8605 now. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to internal bleeding, strokes, and pulmonary embolisms. If you or a loved one has taken these blood-thinning drugs and have been hospitalized for internal bleeding, you could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Don't be a silent victim. Time is limited to file your claim. Call now for free information and a free consultation. Lines are open 24/7. Call 800-282-8605. That's 800-282-8605. 800-282-8605. You could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-282-8605 now.
All right, guys, we're ready for our four-season sunroom, and Daddy's gonna get a rec room with refreshments.
Oh no, we'll be sleeping under the stars.
Mom, what about the one with, the fun?
Nice try, little bro. It's a gym. My gym.
Hey, Grandma's getting her Four Seasons garden room. Weather tight and still like being outdoors.
Maybe a living room. Oh no, wait, a family hub.
Yeah! No matter what the budget, the season, or the climate, Four Seasons Sunrooms let you and your family enjoy the outdoors inside. Call now to hear more about these great offers from the premier manufacturer of sunrooms since 1975.
More reasons for 4 seasons now.
To find out more, call toll-free 800-973-5533. That's 800-973-5533. Call 800-973-5533 today.
Score Sports has been a loyal partner in the sports industry for over 40 years. Founded in 1975, Score Sports has always been a family-owned and operated business located in the heart of Southern California. They offer a full line of youth and adult soccer uniforms, accessories, and field equipment, youth and adult basketball uniforms and accessories and equipment. Score Sports can outfit your coaches and league referees as well, and much more. Their dedication and attention to detail has transformed Score Sports into one of the leading sport uniform manufacturers in the United States. Visit their spacious warehouse at 726 East Anaheim Street in Wilmington, or call them today at 800-626-7774. That's 800-626-7774. Or visit them on the web at scoresports.com. That's scoresports.com, at facebook.com/scoresports, or on Twitter and Instagram with the handle ScoreSports. That's ScoreSports.
Hey, football fans, leave the Hail Marys for the game and go for the sure thing when it comes to satisfying your craving. When you pick up Raising Cane's for game day, all you have to worry about is the score, because we've got the food covered with fresh, never-ever frozen chicken fingers, cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Our chicken fingers are always hand-battered and cooked to order, so no matter the score, you'll always win. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Box combo, please.
At Raising Cane's, we're all about quality. We mix cane sauce in our restaurants every day, and our chicken is hand-battered and cooked to order. Our Texas toast is grilled with just the right amount of butter and garlic. And our lemonade is always freshly squeezed.
Love in the window.
And why do we do all this? Because it makes a difference. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
This is Robert Littell from BlackSportsOnline.com, and I'm out here with Fox 1350.
We are Fox Sports.
Yo, G, they can't stop me from rapping, can they? Can they, hop?
Yes, we are live in the great city of Riverside at the iHeartRadio studios. I am your host, Eternal. We are protected by the Riverside Sheriff's Association.
And I am the one and only Coach B. You know, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, you know the conversation starts and stops here. Make sure you check us out on foxsports1350.com.
There's like a nice little picture right there in the header of myself. And who else is on that picture over there? I don't know. Are you on there? Are you on the picture?
I'm going to have to do the Eminem. I can't say it on radio, but he said he saw the XX magazine. I saw a picture of my... Now, if you're a Gen X, you understand that joke.
You understand the joke.
Yeah. But I'll even buy a couple myself.
Right. Well, but we are live in the studio. Have a special guest here, my man Theo Matthews, Riverside Rams, featured in IE Sportsnet, the magazine, the organization. So when do you guys take the field again?
So, like I said, we play next Saturday, November 17th. Our junior Pee Wee squad will be playing over at Poly. Our junior micro and our micro teams will be playing at different locations. So the way that SoCal JAF does it is for each site, they'll have one team from that division play. So unfortunately, at our site, it'll be the D1AA junior Pee Wee squad. It'll be, I think, the midget squad from another, so they kind of
got it.
so they won't have us all.
They only do it like CIS, so everybody gets a little money.
Yeah, exactly. spread it around. But that's good.
Oh yeah,
because to us, anytime we can have round representation somewhere other than Riverside, that's a plus for us.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Guaranteed. So, as we were saying, we are excited now. Hopefully, we can get you guys. You guys going to be able to come out to our turkey giveaway. I want to make sure we're still good for that. Hopefully, we can get y'all.
Because you guys, we're going to be there raising canes in Riverside.
Yes.
Okay.
So just to let folks know, I mean, and again, we appreciate this, but through contributions from Raising Cane's, we will, in association with the Boys and Girls Club of Riverside and San Bernardino, be able to provide turkeys and some, and some support items for Thanksgiving, for the holidays. We're going to be able to provide 40 families with free turkeys. Really, really excited about that. So we're going to be doing that. That's going to be our turkey giveaway again, that's in association. Was sponsored by Raising Cane's in association with the Boys and Girls Club of Riverside San Bernardino.
Absolutely. And, I was looking at the list of people who contributed. There may be Arringtons. Are there Arringtons that have signed up? Because Brandy Arrington signed up for it.
Yes. And I've been back.
I'm just excited about Raising Cane's. You know what I mean?
And I've been back and forth on the phone with Stater Brothers. Hopefully, we're going to be able to get Stater. I mean, fingers crossed, Hail Marys and everything. We're trying to get Stater Brothers to come through, help us out big time in the clutch. But no, people have been really supportive of it. And again, it's through a collective support that we're going to be able to go ahead and do that. And so we have 2 days we're going to be giving it. We have a day we're going to be doing it in San Bernardino. Then we have a day we're going to be doing it in Riverside. So we're excited about that.
Absolutely. And then one thing that we're excited about as well, and another thing that we'll have a chance to collaborate with the Riverside Rams on is that All-Star game. So we're not going to announce the date. We're not going to announce the time because, we got people out there that, want to.
I know.
So we won't do all that.
They dipping and skipping.
Right. But we're excited because there is a location. I don't even know if we want to unleash the location
I don't think we want to do that yet.
We don't want to do that yet.
But what we're talking about is we just really, again, exciting time for us over here at Fox Sports AM 1350. We play host to the San Bernardino County All-Star Game, which is the Inland Valley Classic Hall of Fame game. We will. I just heard something. I got to make sure you remind me, please. I just heard who the coaches are for that other thing we were talking about. I just got wind of that, which is very interesting. We'll talk about that later. But so
do we have a date yet
for the Inland Valley Classic Hall of Fame game?
No. The thing that you heard about. So it should be December.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
I haven't got any confirmation on that, but it's very interesting. So anyway, we will be hosting the San Bernardino County All-Star Game in association with the Riverside Sheriff's Department. We'll be hosting the Riverside County All-Star Game, which is the Sheriff's Association game. And then we also have, which I got a chance to talk to my guy McMains about last night. He's fired up.
Oh, you got a chance to talk to McMains? Good stuff. Good stuff, man.
He was
McMains is my guy, man.
He was so fired up. Man, I had to stop. We had to stop our conversation.
I almost wanted to have him as the honorary coach because
Yeah.
McMains is. I know he didn't coach last year. He was with Notre Dame.
Yes. Well, he is with Notre Dame currently.
Right.
I want to say he's their offensive coordinator.
Right.
But at any rate, I talked to McMains.
Big pickup for them. Great pickup.
Yeah, huge pickup. He's really doing some great things. But anyway, so we talked to McMains, and McMains has been big because we also host these small schools games. And the reason, and he was talking about that as well, why it's so important that we do these games, because what will happen is there's so many schools now. Schools like Orange Vista that are new, Division 13, I want to say. Those teams, although they have studs out there as well, those players don't get the looks for those larger All-Star games, the county All-Star games. So we have a game designed. It's called the 215 game. And that game is designed for student athletes from Riverside and San Bernardino that want to participate, that are from the smaller schools, Notre Dame, Aquinas, etc., that want to participate in some of these games. And so we have that game, and McMains has been extremely pivotal in terms of how we're going to associate with that game. So So we haven't, again, we haven't unleashed the location of none of the games. But it will be coming up. We're excited about it. McMains was just like.
This will be his third year involved.
Yeah.
Third year doing games, third year involved.
Yeah,
and like I said, you meet certain people at the right time, because with McMains, we didn't know him. We weren't in contact with him, but he had a good year where he was with Carnegie. He was a coach at Riverside Carnegie. We just said, hey, would you be interested in doing it? And he loved the idea from the jump because he was a big school guy.
Yes, he was.
He was from
Rubidoux. He's from Rubidoux High School.
Yes.
He's a Rubidoux Falcons alum.
And he loved the idea. And the second year, he head coached the first year. Second year, he didn't coach, but that game probably, to be honest, wouldn't have happened had he not been involved with the second year, because the coach that we had, there was just some things, we won't put it out there, but there was just some things that weren't done the way it should have been done, and McMains salvaged it.
Yeah, and it really kind of talks to, like, McMains, guys like Coach Burns, people that came in, and even though they weren't the featured coach, helped us out.
Because Burns was assistant coach first year, head coach the second year for the big game.
Exactly. And so
had his fingers taped up.
Yeah, I mean, and that was the year he was assistant coach. He had the fingers taped up
with Coach Esposito.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. So no, McMains came in, and he was, even though he wasn't the coach, but he was still all hands on. And again, this year, he already, he said who the coaches are. I'm sure he said he's communicated that to you already.
Well, I picked the San Bernardino coach. He picked the Riverside.
Yeah.
Because I run San Bernardino. So, whenever it comes to that county, I make sure I get that done. So,
I'll make sure there's some sure some guys over there.
Big ups to Coach Esposito. Last night, his team fell in the playoffs. But you think about it. He coached a team that hadn't won a game, I think, 2 or 3 years.
2 or 3 years.
And he got them to the second round of the playoffs. All he does is win.
Yeah, we have to get – and I almost wanted to get him on the phone because I did see that they fell. But you have to think, I mean, the parents there must be ready to have like a parade for that guy.
Right.
He comes in, totally turns that program around.
In 1 year.
1 year. And, I mean, they started out almost like – they started out – I think they won like 3 consecutive games, something that hasn't happened in that school like in years. So – big shout out to the Bears, the Golden Bears, correct?
Right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. And then before we get out, I know we're running low on time. But Thea, what else do we need to talk about with those Riverside Rams? You know what I want to talk about is one thing we didn't talk about. What was it like? I know the parents loved the magazine, but when they came up, what was the reaction for the kids and they saw their names and whatnot?
Oh man, the kids were they were blown away, man. For the ones who, you can see your quote. And you see your name next to it, and then you also see, your team photo there. It was just great. It was great, and the kids still talk about it. It's something they're gonna be talking about for years to come. And that's just beautiful.
Absolutely. So we appreciate it. And we appreciate your partnership. We appreciate the Riverside Rams. Do me a favor, give everyone the website. I know it's too late to sign up this year, but give everyone the website, the contact information if they want to. You guys can always use volunteers, I'm sure, with that, because you guys do a lot of stuff in the summer and off season too. Exactly. So how can people get involved with you guys?
You can reach out to us. You can Google us at Riverside Rams. I believe once you do that, it'll be like one of the first links that'll come up. You can also reach out to us on Facebook.
There's another guy used to say Google me. He's one of my good friends.
You can Google us at The Real Riverside Rams.
Watch out now. Watch out now.
21 Front Street, the real.
The real.
The real.
Separate the real from the fake.
Watch out now. Shots fired.
Shots out. Bang, 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 bang. Bang, bang.
And then we also have an Instagram page. You can hit us up at Riverside Rams, JAAFC, and that stands for Riverside Rams Junior All-American Football and Cheer. You can also reach me by phone at 951.
Okay, there we go. Mike Jones.
1214.
Who?
Mike Jones.
Who?
Mike Jones.
And so like I said, the season is coming to an end, but we'll definitely be starting up our spring ball right after January. Once we find out from conference when our 7-on-7 passing league will start up. Usually it'll probably start about mid to late March, but yeah, we'll definitely be taking signups for that. Another big thing that we love being a part of.
Yeah, man, no doubt about it. And we got to give some shouts out. But again, I want to make sure we mention today we will be live in the house for the Cali Elite AAU Veterans Day basketball tournament. It's going to be taking place over at Get It Done Sports Arena. We'll be leaving here directly afterwards. So if you guys see us over there, make sure you guys come out, say what's happening.
Absolutely. So we're about to rock and roll and get up out of here. Got to go pick up my vehicle.
Yeah.
I haven't seen my daughter's. It's going to be her Honda Civic.
Where'd you get it painted?
Like. Huh?
Did you stay with the black?
No, man, I had to go pink.
Oh.
No, it's black. It's Brandy and Brianna, they wanted black, so, like Wesley Snipes said, always bet on black. You know what I mean? So that's
everybody
how we gotta do it.
All together now, right? All together now. I got to give a quick some shouts out. Big shout out to my man. I was hanging out with James Williams last night.
From where? What school did he go to? I'm just saying.
I was gonna, and he said, and I was gonna say congratulations to him because he got a big phone call. So hopefully it works out for him. He has an opportunity that may be coming up.
I don't know if you want to put that out there on him.
I just said there's an opportunity coming up. So,
all right, take your time.
It could be a personal opportunity.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, but it's been big shout out to my man Anthony Tyson, the real estate man for Riverside. That's my guy right there. So if you guys have any questions for real estate, make sure you guys look at my guy Anthony Tyson. That's my man.
There you go. Well, let's go ahead and do this. So we appreciate Theo for sitting in with us all day.
Yes.
Any shout outs you want to give out to anybody in the chapter? Let's do this. What are all the board members? I don't want to put you on blast, but can you name off all the board members?
Yeah, it's a lot of board members, but I do want to say one thing. Today the Riverside Rams will be out at the USC homecoming game.
There you go.
So
watch out, fight on, baby.
Of kids out there, so If it's on TV, I think it is. Look for us out there.
Oh.
This is going to be big because the kids get to show up early and do the high five with the players.
There you
go.
Nice.
To the Coliseum.
Yeah,
so we want to thank, SC for hooking that up for us.
Yeah, it was a disappointing year for us, but we'll be all right.
Yeah,
we'll fight on.
Yeah.
Tell Lynn I said what's up.
Yeah, I know.
Tell Lynn I said what's up.
He's a little quivery about USC.
Yeah. I ain't been talking about USC this year.
Yeah, not at all.
It's all good. So we want to thank you for listening to Coach B and IE Sportsnet, protected by the Riverside Sheriff's Association.
And I am Eternal when it comes to Inland Empire Sports. The conversation starts and stops here live on Fox Sports 1350. Thank you all for listening. We'll be back next week.
You're listening to IESportsNet.com, the Inland Empire Sports Authority.
Radio. From the Cold Star Ice Studio.